Welcome, what is up? This is the Steve Cleveland Show. I'm Steve Cleveland. We got a 2-league special for you today. You're going to get my jacks on the hardest yard and whether they can maintain throughout the season. We're also going to pick one up hot off the presses about the Bad News Kennels. We're going to finish it out talking about the trades that have and have not happened in this league. Alright, so let's get the show started. Boop, iceberg alert, full steam ahead, alright? Talking about the hardest yard. You can polish the brass in the Titanic all you want, that ship is still gonna sink. It's jacked. Now, you're sitting here at 2-2, but I really think you need to start thinking about pushing the women and children aside and jumping overboard, right into that icy cold water and pray for a quick death. But you need to ask yourself, what did you expect? You left your team on auto draft in a 2-quarterback league. That would be like Robert Kraft asking Bill Belichick to step out of the room while he Googles Mel Kiper's big board. This is a 2-quarterback league, bro. You need to step it up or step out. You're rolling in lazy every Sunday with Jay Cutler and Matt Castle. Have you seen Matt Castle's line? The boy spends more time on his back than a Taiwanese prostitute. And much like the aforementioned Taiwanese prostitute, your team is screwed. Hats off to the Bad News Kennels. Bad news, are you the Rain Man of this league? Are you sandbagging your competitors? Who saw this coming? 2 people, Mike Greenberg and the Bad News Kennels. Of course, I'm talking about the acquisition of Cam Newton. You're a wild card, Bad News. People don't know what you're going to do. Are you going to pass the bar exam or are you going to pass out behind a library somewhere? Either way, you're a gambler, and I like that. You hit on 17 regularly. But that's going to cost you some games. Like dropping Stevie Johnson in week 2. He's on one of the most explosive offenses in the league, and you throw him away. You're like the guy that was gifted Wes Welker in 07 and decided not good enough, and you throw him onto waivers. Now you're sitting at 4-0, so I can't argue with that. But I'm sure as hell going to try. Now, Robert Johnson stood on the crossroads in the middle of the country and made a deal with the devil. Wanted to be the best guitar player in the world. He may be burning in hell right now, but what we all remember is that boy could jam. Doing deals with the Stewmeisters is the same thing. But the boy can ball. He can and will make trades. But little notice to anybody who's going to get involved with the trade with the Stewmeisters, I've got 3 words for you. Do your research. Know what you're getting into, and you got to know the upsides. Because you could end up jamming like Robert Johnson or burning in fantasy hell. Either way, get on the boards, get involved. All right, coming up next in the show, we're going to have a conversation with Chris Fox, excluding his latest trade with the Stewmeisters, but many other things. This guy's got 2 leagues going, 2 teams going. This is like Mike Tomlin running one with the Steelers and then taking a midweek trip up to Saskatchewan to coach the Rough Riders. So stick around for that. Welcome back. What is up? I'm Steve Cleveland. This is the Steve Cleveland is Jack show. All right, today in studio we have the Fox man himself, Chris Fox. He coaches 2 teams in 2 different leagues. One's 4-0, one's 2-2. Chris, up top, my question, how do you come up with the names?
Like I'm saying, I'm from Brooklyn. I spend a lot of my time in Central Park or Coney Island. And I'm just, doing a lot of thinking. I'm always thinking about football, and I'm always thinking about my last name, and I just try to put them together the best I can,
On the nose.
Thank you.
All right. Now, you're always saying it's like I'm saying. I want to ask you right here, Chris, what are you saying?
Well, I'm saying, I got a good fantasy team. I got Bean Wells, Michael Vick. Miles Austin's injured right now, but he's going to be good. Also, I got my mom in Brooklyn, always make me pasta sausage for my Sundays. And it's just like I'm saying, this is what's going on.
Coming off a big loss with Beanie Wells, but he jacked off a couple of huge runs and put up some big numbers. All right, how long do you think he can last?
How long do mountains last?
Eons.
Eons. That long. Longer, maybe. He's Bean Wells. That's all I gotta say.
Well, it never runs dry. Coming off that big loss, but looking ahead, you got the Cheeseheads this weekend. Kyle Zunker, the now infamous Zunk in the Trunk. How do you prepare for that?
I think lately that frankly Zunk has stunk. I got Michael Vick on my team. He's just come off the best game of his life. And, Beanie Wells is there, picking up a new kicker this week. That's some big news. And, I really don't see it as much of a challenge. It's just like another hurdle for me to kind of knock over and then walk around on my way to victory.
You came on the show. You have some new interesting merchandise available.
Yes.
Tell me about it.
Steve, stuck at 2-2 right now. I thought, how can I take advantage of the situation for me? personally in the fantasy football world. And I've come up with the 2-in-2 hand towel. It's made 100% cotton. I make all these myself in my wife's basement.
Oh, I'm sorry, I gotta cut. I'm gonna have to take this.
And Stan Steve just trying to do something.
Yeah. No, I got Chris Fox in the studio right now. I know I don't care either, but this producer folks say, I gotta go. I'm a professional. Don't call me here, Gloria. Okay. I'm sorry, you were saying?
No, it's like I'm saying, I got these 2-in-2 hand towels, and I make all these myself in my mom's basement. If you can support the Fox Man, he's at 2-in-2. Show your support with the 2-in-2 hand towel, only $22. Get both of them for that. And just try to take advantage of the situation I'm in and maybe make a little money on it.
You gotta make that cheddar, make that jack. Well, thanks for coming by, Chris. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, Steve.
All right, next week we're gonna have another show. It might be good, it might be bad, I'm not sure, but I'm gonna be jacked about it. Stay jacked. This is Tim Cleveland.